This episode of Twin Speaks contains spoilers.
Hello and welcome to Twin Speaks for The Invisible Man. I'm your co-host Pat. You can find me on Twitter at @kidcumbo_, and I'm of course joined by my twin brother and co-host. You can find him on social media at Animonium. It's Andrew.
What's up?
And sitting across from me on the couch, you can find her on social media at
Across
States
from
of
you?
Georgia.
Well, I'm sitting beside you.
You're like perpendicular to me. It's Georgia.
Hi. I love how you interrupted our memery to start the podcast.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
I had that juicy ramble going.
I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how, like, as the movie was starting, this guy behind him goes, "Wait, I thought this is a superhero movie. Wait, this is a horror movie? Do you want to leave?" And then they left.
What?
Yeah. I was like,
Damn.
oh my God, I didn't think that. Do people go into movies without knowing what they are?
And honestly, like, The Invisible Man is a book as well. And
yeah.
it has nothing to do with this movie.
No, it's its own thing. It's like just a character. It's on its own. It's
Yeah.
like Frankenstein's monster. Like, it gets inserted into everything. Same
Yeah, but
with
wasn't
Dracula.
that like the thing with the Uncut Gems movie was like people saw that Adam Sandler was attached to it and then didn't bother watching
Yeah, it was
the
exactly.
trailer?
Shout out to Cameron, but Olivia
Oh yeah.
said that too. We were talking about like
That was so
Uncut Gems, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's the one with Adam Sandler." And we're like, "It's not an Adam Sandler movie though. Like, it's not funny." And she goes, "Oh, never mind." Oh my God, I found the person that all those movies are for.
I heard from so many people, speaking of Uncut Gems, about how stressed out they were in that movie as well.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in good company. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's-
That movie was
We
a
all
lot.
felt like that, I think.
It is a lot.
Ooh.
It's so much, and this movie was like that too, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I also loved when we went to go see it, how many people walked in after the opening scene.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, you have no context for anything that's going
Wait,
on.
was that?
That
there
was frustrating.
There was the one dude that was he burp or something in front
Oh,
of us?
yeah. He burped and it was behind us.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
behind
burped, and it was so loud, but
Oh.
it was like a weird burp.
It was like a wet burp.
And nothing. No, like, excuse me. Or he just like, it was kind of like, there's like the from, what's it called? What's the movie with Rick and Morty? It, like, when Rick makes the weird burp and he's like talking and going, yeah, it's like, and then it was like that type of burp.
Oh,
it was so
God.
weird.
We all just turned to each other. And
Yeah. And because it was, like, it's worse that he didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
just
wait, tried
made
to
the
cover
weird-
it up.
No, he didn't.
No, he
just
said he didn't try to cover
he
it
just
up.
did it.
He
just
didn't,
did it.
like,
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, I'm gonna burp. I don't know. Just, it was so gross.
Yeah.
But there's like people that walked in, like there was like 4 of them or
At
something.
least 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, and they walked in and missed the entire
This was
5
like
opening minutes.
After Elisabeth Moss books it down the hill, gets into her sister's car.
Yeah, she's fully out of the house.
She
by
was
that
out of the
point.
house. She was
Yeah.
in her friend's house at this point. And I felt bad for those people, but also
Fuck him.
punctuality, people.
What's
That's
that?
like we missed the first 5 minutes of Sonic.
Yeah, we missed the intro to Sonic because the machines were broken at the
Yeah.
Cineplex. And so they had 2 cashiers open, and there was a huge fucking line because everybody else was late.
Yeah.
So,
at
I
the-
mean, like,
at
I was late.
the Sonic
but-
matinee.
But, like, we weren't that late. And I thought, like, oh, we'll be fine. Like, we'll miss the first 10 minutes of fucking ads. And then, yeah, holy shit.
well, I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes
I
it's
didn't
a
expect
gamble.
it to start right away.
Well, yeah, because normally there's trailers and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's when
Yeah.
the trailers start.
Yeah. So
there
you
must
get,
have been,
like, you get ads.
Yeah.
And then you get
Trailer.
4 trailers.
Because
and
then
you
the
get
lights
the
go
movie.
down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you
Then
get
it's
the
trailers.
Cineplex.
It's good, Patrick.
You get the Cineplex guy that
And
talks
then,
about all the
the
hot
sound
new
starts.
gadgets. Do you
That guy
know
hasn't
that guy?
existed for so long.
You know that guy got
What?
fired?
No, 2 different guys. You're talking
Okay,
about the one
I'm
that
talking
like
about
he's
the,
like,
like, shiny
and this
faced
time
blonde
for
guy.
Christmas. What? Wait, what?
I'm talking about the shiny faced blonde guy that used to work.
Was he blonde?
No,
I
No,
think
he was
so.
like he had like
a
curly
big-
parted hair.
I don't think he was blonde.
No, I don't think he
Really?
was. I know
Really?
exactly what you're talking about, and he was so like weird and awkward. He had one earring.
I don't even know what I'm gonna Google
Yeah,
to try to
that's
find
right.
him, but he was super awkward
But
and he used to show
you're right. The other
gadgets.
Cineplex guy got fired.
Because what was his name?
I don't know, but I remember the contest that they did, and he won.
Yeah.
and then he was in everything, And then he was all of a sudden in everything. Like he hosted the entire thing in the beginning.
Well, then he was doing the like red carpet stuff.
Yeah,
he was like
which is
interviewing people.
Wow. I looked up. Oh, his name's Mark Saltzman. Is
Mark
that him?
Saltzman.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, that's totally him.
Yeah. He does have a big red head.
Cineplex gadget guy. He was the
He was on
fourth. He was the fourth guy.
He was also, I think, on Global or something too.
Okay.
Like he did the gadget stuff for a bunch of different things.
He's not a he's not blonde. You're right. He does have a huge head. No offense.
Oh yeah, it does this discernible quality of his.
Yeah.
It's like his big bulbous brain.
Yeah.
What was the other guy's name though?
I don't
Casper
know.
or I don't know.
I don't know. Nick? It was something
No,
like
it
that.
wasn't
Yeah.
Nick.
What?
No
He's
way.
like the brunette guy with like the spiky hair. I feel like this is such
thin
dry
one.
content if you don't go to Cineplex theaters.
And also, like, I'm pretty sure the one we're talking about, they're both exclusively Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Well, Cineplex is Canadian.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. But it's owned by an American company now.
Oh, yeah, I did say that. Because the day after they bought it out, you and I saw Little Women, and I heard the people, like, at the front cashier that were working there, and they were, like, talking to their friends or something about whether or not they had a job still.
What?
I was like, you guys aren't getting fired.
That's sad.
Anyway.
Anyways, we digress from that long and complicated conversation about Cineplex.
Oh, it's going to bug me what his name is, though.
It's like Anthony or something.
No, it's not. It's not
someone look
Nick.
it
It's
up.
not Anthony.
Kyle?
Pre-show.
I think it's
host.
Casper.
Casper.
Tanner,
Tanner. Oh.
which fits.
Yeah, totally.
Wow, we all really had somebody in mind.
Okay, do
Tanner
you have news?
Zipchin.
Yeah,
He
we
was
got
there for
news.
5 years. That's cool.
Oh,
How did
really?
he get fired?
Yeah.
Is
Oh my
there...
God.
We didn't get like fired.
He was laid off.
He was laid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently when he initially got that job, they paid him in Cineplex points.
Sick.
In scene points.
Oh, I gotta
What?
get.
But I guess that was like
How
it was
did he
like part of the
finagle
thing. Like
that?
it was like it wasn't like a job. He
Right.
made it into a job.
I see.
There was like this big long interview about how it was supposed to be just sort of like this thing, and he won the contest to be the host, and he was paying scene points. But then it kind of evolved at the longer he like stayed around. It was like a part-time job, and it was a full-time job, and then
I was gonna say, good for him for like making something out of nothing. Well done, Tanner.
Yeah.
Toast
Shout
to
out
you.
Tanner. I'll tag him in this episode.
yeah, I hope he's one of our 8 downloads.
Don't
Yeah.
take Mark though. I keep talking
and
about how
Big
big
Head
his head is.
Big and shiny his head is.
And his nice earring.
One earring.
I
Okay.
feel bad.
He always talks like this. His hands are always together. And he goes. I hope people are picturing me laying on my hands. In a
Yeah,
weird way.
You're just
no one can
gesturing.
see you.
I'm just gesturing. What he does, what he does.
Yeah. No. Okay. Do we want to talk about news now?
Hey, go for it.
I
You're
feel
the
bad
host.
talking about that.
All right. The newest James Bond movie, No Time to Die.
Too much time to die.
Not,
How much time? Not enough.
lots of time, apparently.
Oh
It's
yeah, too much time.
163 minutes.
Tons of time to die.
All the headlines I kept reading for this were like, they were all different takes on how
Yeah.
much time to die he has. It's like, what about lots of time to die?
That's good. That's good. How
Or-
about plenty of time to die? Oh, that's not bad.
A
Yeah.
fairly decent amount of time.
Yeah, like a lot, but not too much.
George,
A lot of time, but not too much time to die.
Well,
Oodles of time to die.
am my turn?
Yeah.
You gonna riff? Wow, you really shit the bed.
Damn.
Do you know that Canadians are like Canadians measure distance and time?
Yeah.
Americans will do it as like miles and shit, but like Canadians do it in like how far away is that? It's an hour.
Damn.
15 minutes.
Miles and shit.
I don't even know.
Two
Like,
shits. It's 2 shits away. You'd have to shit twice before you got there.
You angle yourself at a 45-degree
No,
angle.
you're not. That's not like getting you there.
No, I meant like how long of a shit. So it's like 2 stretched out
It'd be
shits.
like 2 billion. They'd be astronomical numbers.
Yeah, good.
What?
for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you have
Actually,
a riff
for you
yet?
guys, it'd be like 100 kilometers would be like 3 shits.
Yeah, I'm glad you read You could see the gears turning over there. I know you were gonna.
Well, you guys are a billion shits. Like, I both know how long it takes you both to shit, and it's a long time.
Sometimes I get distracted.
The Macmillan Poopachine. It's
Yeah.
real, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out Ron.
Shout out to Ron.
Shout out Ron. Shout out Ron and his bacon stealing dog. I was talking to Mom about that, and he was like, or she was like, "No, it's his fault. He leaves it too low. He's leaving it too
enticing
low,
the dog.
and the dog is taking advantage of it."
But how low? I mean,
As
it's
any
so
dog
awful
would.
as well.
the dog's like how tall? Like it's tiny.
It's
a puppy.
tiny. He's literally holding it down with one hand,
Jesus.
and his long gorilla arms probably touching on the ground at that
Yeah,
point.
it's not his fault.
It is his fault.
No, his arms. That's not. His fault. That's genetics.
No, he stretched them.
Just like it's not my fault that I poop so much.
Okay, anyways.
Well, no.
Hurry up.
So yeah, this is the longest Bond movie ever.
The longest?
Yeah, 2.7 hours, which
Ooh, what
Yeah.
is that in
2.7?
minutes? What does that mean?
that's
what?
163
What's a seventh?
minutes.
Yeah, but what's a seventh of an hour?
Yeah.
It's like 3/4.
7.
2
yeah,
points. It's not like 2.
Yeah, okay, you're acting like this isn't a weird
Yeah.
way to
And you're
say
also
it. It
acting
is
like
a weird way because it takes time to figure out.
You're acting like a math genius right now. Okay?
What are you talking about? It's 2.75. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, ass.
It's 163 minutes, and then that divided by 60 is 2.7.
Oh, here we go. So you did the math.
No, I googled it. I went, how many hours is 163 minutes?
Okay, well, I'd rather you say
You're typing like
163
a
minutes.
cat.
Yeah, right.
Floppy paws.
I mean, aren't they all pretty long?
This one's the longest, as he just described.
What does that even have to do with the movie? Who cares?
Ooh, hot take.
Damn.
That
My
is-
second question was, how long is too long? So
Who
we can move on.
cares?
I guess 2 hours. Like
I think
don't
2
know.
hours. There was what?
How long was Endgame? 3 hours and something?
Yeah.
Three
But
something.
to be fair, that's like what 15 years of movies culminating.
Yeah, but this is like what
This is probably
2007
longer than-
to.
But like these are so
No,
loosely
2005?
connected together, though.
2005?
This is like that's the
They're
difference.
not
Is that
loosely.
like,
We just rewatched all of them.
Yeah,
I
they're
can
all
tell you
connected.
exactly the plot of all of them.
Mr.
but like,
White.
but do you need
We
to see
figured out.
like do you know what I mean? Like, do you need to see this one or the other ones to see this one?
Probably not.
And I think you need to see the last one to see this one because what's his face from Spectre, isn't it?
Yeah. Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, right. But I don't think that the other ones, like, I don't think you need to see, like, they're not some big interconnected thing. Like, I think there's
Yeah.
They are.
connections.
I think you're definitely misremembering it.
Maybe I am.
Because we watched
We
When
really,
did the
literally
first one
watched them
come
all
out?
last
When
week.
did Casino Royale come out?
2005.
2005.
Whoa, yeah, okay.
So
That's
it was like,
15 years ago.
it's funny, yeah, we just watched them like all last week,
Oh.
which is because,
They all kind of culminate in Spectre, I will say.
yes.
I
But
would
it's like
say-
you will need to know that information, I'm sure, to watch the next one. So it's like it does help that you watch all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're a delight. Pat and I really enjoyed watching all of
Yeah,
them.
except for like Quantum of Solace.
Quantum
That
of
one wasn't
Solace,
very good.
not great. Not great.
It was just not that interesting.
Yeah, which
There
just was
was-
kind of confusing. I don't know. I liked Casino Royale. I don't think I'd
Yeah.
ever seen it before. I was too young when it came out.
Casino Royale is my favorite one.
Daniel Craig was in the shortest Bond movie ever, which is Quantum of Solace, and
How
now
long
he's in the
was it?
longest one,
How long was Quantum of Solace?
106 minutes.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that one's not very long. I didn't realize that.
Maybe that's why I didn't feel like filled out, because it just kind of
Meandered.
felt like a bit of a snapshot.
Yeah, could have
There
been.
was good parts, but I don't know. In general, it kind of fell flat.
Yeah,
I don't even
I-
really remember it.
No, there was like a lot of stuff that didn't really make sense. Like I don't think it was joined together very well.
Andrew's staring at his phone. That's why he's not
Yeah.
adding
I was looking
anything.
at dog stuff.
Wow.
It's been a day.
He's present.
Hey? Yeah,
He's present.
I was up until now.
Do you think longer movies would be more popular if there was intermissions?
Probably.
No.
Really? I honestly hate the idea of an intermission.
I don't know. My ass gets so sore unless it's like recliner seats. Cineplex
Which,
has
yeah,
Yeah,
but
true.
like most of
Shout
them
out
are now.
Cineplex.
yeah.
I think like I don't like the idea of intermissions because like movies already take so long as is, like 2.7 hours. Like it just seems like it's more of a time commitment knowing that there's gonna be like a in between.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to be able to like go to the bathroom in the middle of a 3-hour movie and not have to miss something, or go get another snack? Like you definitely in a 3-hour movie, you definitely eat all your treats and candies in the first like 45 minutes. Rebuttal.
What?
I think you're breathing on the mic a little bit.
Oh.
Rebuttal.
Yeah, but some of us don't go to the bathroom twice during the movie.
I didn't go to the bathroom even once when we went and saw The Invisible Man. I don't know if you remember that. I went to the bathroom before, and you guys walked into the wrong movie theater.
Yeah, we got in just as the opening crawl for Star Wars started. And it was like Once Upon a Time in a galaxy far, far away. And Patrick and I were standing there going,
What?
oh, this is the wrong movie.
I was walking back up the stairs from the bathroom, and as I was walking towards the theater, I was like, they definitely went in the wrong theater. And then I checked my phone. Pat's like, don't go in theater 3. We're not in theater 3 or something.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think it would be nice to have like 10 minutes.
Well, remember Hateful Eight was supposed to have an intermission.
It didn't. It had a spot for it, but it didn't. It didn't happen.
And it even like it had like the title card for the intermission, and then it just didn't happen.
That's what I mean. So like, and I remember you hyped it up to Dad.
Yeah.
And then we went into it, and he was like, he didn't really care, but then it didn't happen. It was like the biggest deal. It was like there was no intermission.
How long was Hateful Eight?
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was quite long too.
But I mean, I think that's more in like keeping to the style of the movie, right? Because it's a Western.
Sure. Yeah.
And also just Quentin Tarantino, I guess, does that. There was another movie that he did that had it too. But it was it Kill Bill?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Did you know Phoebe Waller-Bridge did rewrites for it? Well, not rewrites, but she provided writing for the movie.
For what movie?
For the new James Bond.
Yes, you told me that last week.
Oh, did I?
So yes, I did know that.
You could have just
dang.
like played down for the
I had
podcast.
no idea. That's so interesting.
You
Pat
could have
and
been
I,
like, no, wait, Pat. That's
I just finished watching Fleabag and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, and then I brought it up.
in probably the exact
Right.
same way, too. He probably did it the exact same way. Hey, did you know that...
It's like all Pat does when we watch a movie together at home is he Googles the entire time. Do you know how tall this actor is? Guess how old Brad Pitt is? And I'm very good at guessing age. I don't know why.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it away. And yeah, all you do is Google facts about people. The entire movie.
Yeah.
You're just on your phone.
I like looking up trivia about movies.
Yeah, to tell
While
me,
the movie's
to
happening,
tell me
though.
while we're watching the movie.
Well, if I'm at home, yeah.
Patrick just wants an intermission just to Google trivia.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
The
Actually, that's all
intermission
I
goes
do.
and he's like, comes back, he's like, guess how tall he is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just like, did you know?
Yeah. Did you know he's a producer on this movie?
Yeah. And I go say something, I'm like, I have no idea who that person is. That guy. Wait, no. Him.
Yeah. It's so classic.
Do you see him? That guy. I'm like,
And then he starts standing up and he's
Wow.
standing next to the projector.
Yeah.
This guy. No, sorry. This guy.
Damn.
Yeah. Eat shit.
Pat, you're a
You
nerd.
nerd.
Getting roasted. It's hot in here.
Okay, move on then.
That's all I had for that.
Oh.
Then you guys took over. Anyway, it comes out April 2nd.
Are we gonna go see it?
What movie was this?
I don't know.
Too Much Time to Die?
Yeah.
No time.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
not enough time to die.
Just
George-
the
Wait,
right
which
amount.
is it?
Just the right amount of time to
There
No
die.
you
Time to Die?
go. Good job.
I said just the right amount of time to die.
So it's, sorry, No Time to Die is the actual title.
a hilarious amount of time to die, and it's a comedy.
Yeah.
The guy's dying for forever.
And then a clown walks out.
What?
That's
That was the worst riff.
It wasn't a
A
riff.
clown walks out. Funny, everybody loves clowns.
Andrew, it's
Everybody
not
laughs.
a riff. It's just a joke.
It's not what he was trying to riff. I know, Pat.
no.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
well, you were trying to riff, you liar.
No, okay. It wasn't. The Suicide Squad has finally wrapped production.
Yeah, I saw like a
Woo!
super like sad post that he made.
God,
James
yeah.
Gunn.
His fucking dad died.
His
and then
dad died
dog
before,
died?
and then his dog died after.
Ugh.
And then he made an even sadder post about his other dog being sad that the other dog died. I was
So
like,
if this
my
movie
God,
is
stop.
shit, it's all been for naught.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
'Cause
Basically,
everybody's dead.
this is like his emotional torment career moment, and it's probably not going to be a good movie. Ooh.
Unless it's
Is
like
that a
the,
hot take?
the
Yes.
best movie ever made because of all the torment that he's had to
Yeah.
endure.
Well, let's hope so.
Just a lot.
I hope he wins a fucking, I almost said Grammy, an Oscar for this
I hope he
movie.
wins a Grammy too. I hope he wins both.
He releases an
sings-
album about his dog.
Or he sings like the opening, like
Yeah.
the title song.
Yeah.
Can we go back?
Yeah, it's
wait,
just
wait.
a song he's made up.
Can we go back to James Bond for a second?
Suicide Squad, we're here to kill ourselves,
Oh.
but we don't want to actually. Suicide Squad.
Rest in peace, my
Wow, Andrew, that was an awful riff.
It was a song.
You said rift.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Guys, you see
I said
her
riff.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's almost something.
Okay, can we go back to James Bond for a second? Speaking
No.
of title songs, there are some weird, very weird title songs in the James Bond movies, as well as weird graphics.
I like the graphics. They're part of it now.
I know, but it's like
It's a
I'm
lot
honestly
of falling.
very- okay.
It's a falling and then weird liquids
yeah, and lots
shit.
of like weird animation.
Somebody dancing and then it's mirrored 500 times.
But it's weird that it's like that started in 2005 is when they started doing that when Daniel Craig became 007, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
It's his era.
That's a big commitment.
Yeah.
15 years.
Did you guys like the Billie Eilish one?
I still haven't listened to it.
It sucks. Wow.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a Billie Eilish song, and I don't really like Billie Eilish's
Yeah, neither do I.
like way of singing because it's not. It's just like she's talking like slowly and then just making it sad. And it's just kind of like a.
I don't want to copyright it, but I liked Adele's. I'm sorry. Sam Smith.
Adele's
Meh,
amazing.
forgettable.
Rolling in the deep.
I don't know what to say about that. Rolling in the deep. Why?
That
Why
wasn't
did
even
you
the
do
song
that?
that she sings.
Yeah, that's not even to the right
Yeah,
tune.
good.
Now that you just said "Rolling in the Deep" with a weird British accent. Apparently, the Sam Smith one, he got sued from Tom Petty.
Really?
No, it's not
Yeah.
that song.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure it's that song.
No.
Yeah, it's the James Bond song.
I love Tom Petty.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Tom Petty did the other James Bond song
Okay.
called James Bond song.
It's called Sam Smith's song.
This one's called James Bond song.
Okay, moving
Throw
on.
it into deep.
Okay, I couldn't remember what the Adele James Bond song.
Skyfall.
Oh yeah,
Skyfall. Skyfall.
Oh gosh.
Terrible. This is the great thing about being a twin is that everybody's gonna assume it was just him saying it over and over again, and not me trying to do the same accent.
You guys sound different. I don't know how to break that to you.
I don't know. The one criticism I always hear is that we sound too similar.
Yeah, same.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because I know you both so well.
Yeah.
And also
Just
I'm
sounds
watching
like-
you speak.
I was gonna
One
say
of
you're
us is
sitting in the
talking
same
to
room as
ourselves.
us.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's pretty obvious when I listen to it. But
Yeah, true.
I mean, I've got the inside scoop.
Inside poop, more like
Oh boy.
in his bowl,
Anyway,
toilet bowl.
the Suicide Squad. So why is it called the Suicide Squad instead of just a different name? Do you guys
Good
have
question.
answers for me?
What would they call
What are
it?
these little like question tidbits that you've
Trying to keep
written
things
down?
rolling. He's trying to
Just
keep things
trying
moving,
to
keep
start
things
a
interesting.
Conversation.
He's just trying to be a host.
What was the last one called?
You know what? You can
Suicide
just
Squad.
poop all over me. That's okay.
The
Stop talking
Suicide
about
Squad.
poop, please.
What?
Colon.
No. Suicide Squad 2. Done.
No, because it's supposed to be a reboot.
Yeah, but there's the same actors.
Maybe it should just be SS.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe they could have. Just because they're
What?
basically rebranded.
What's wrong with that? What's your problem? What's SS stand for in regards to bows?
Oh, I don't know.
You thought that was a funny question, wasn't it? It was just a serious question. I was curious.
Well, because
Well, okay, what does SS stand for as far as Germans?
don't know. Secret Service? I don't know.
In German?
Secret
therapist?
Prefixes.
Not bad.
I have the answer. Do you want to know?
In
Nautical terms?
Part, though.
Hmm?
As far as nautical or?
Nautical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is with this delay?
Not that you had it.
It stands for steamship,
No way.
So SS, was
indicating
it the Titanic
that the
SS?
ship runs on steam propulsion.
If I were in a boat, I would call it the SS steamship.
Literally, it stands for steamship, which seems so obvious.
SS,
which
steamship, SS. Steamship.
Seems so obvious. Which seems so obvious, but
Oh,
That's crazy.
that
steamship?
is crazy.
Damn.
Wow.
So is it
I thought it was
CS
gonna
if
stand
it's
for something
coal?
totally different,
I thought so.
like steam soup,
So wait, what are both now?
Super
sunken
ships.
ship.
Are they gas?
What?
Yes.
So is it like is it PS like petrol ship? Or is GS like gas ship?
WS wind
Or is
ship.
it BS like big ship?
SS small ship.
Yeah. Are you sure? Are you sure? Steamship? Steamship?
I think I can tell it's Andrew versus Pat because Andrew always sounds like he's spitting on everything when he speaks.
Who, me?
No, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not.
He always has so
I
much
have good
saliva in his.
Oh, like
in
he
his
doesn't.
voice.
Come
Yeah, I
on.
did too.
Pat definitely does. One more smooching. But,
I always have to wipe out the mic after.
ew,
Just covered in spit.
Just dabbing it.
disgusting.
Stop it.
Well, that
I'm
was
wearing
you.
the headphones.
That was you wiping off all the spit on your mic.
No, it wasn't me.
Wow, you stood on it. You stood on it again.
Sorry, I was taking a sip. Someone else talk.
I just was, and then I went, that was not a good time for you to take a sip.
Okay. Anyway.
Be more.
Oh, I did have a one trailer on here. Did you watch that Irresistible one?
No.
Was it Irresistible? Yeah. Jon Stewart wrote and directed a movie.
Jon Stewart?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's called Irresistible.
No, the
It's
other
called
John Stewart.
Irresistible.
What, it's a common name.
Okay. Starring Steve Carell.
Oh, I did see this one. I didn't see the trailer. I just saw the poster for it. It said something about sending the clowns.
Yeah, it was confusing. So it's like they have like a Democratic Party member, but none of them are like popular enough. So they're trying to find someone who's like working class. So they see this guy on TV, and he's like talking at his local council meeting, and he's like very charismatic, but he's like a working class guy. So they try and get him to be the Democratic Party leader. It's the most bland, boring trailer I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, really?
Oh my god! It looks like it
Glad
was
I
like
didn't watch it.
the cinematography and like just the way that it was filmed. It's like it's from 2005.
Ooh, nice. Throwback.
It's brutal.
This
It's
is like
very disappointing.
40-year-old virgin era.
But Pat,
Yeah, but worse. Way worse.
Pat.
Yeah.
that Casino Royale came out in 2005,
Yeah.
and we liked that.
Damn. What the fuck?
Sorry. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm leaving that in.
That, for anyone at home, it was Andrew
Cracking
taking
open a cold
cold beer on his mic stand.
I heard that too.
Whoopsie.
Oh my god.
Okay. What? Well, I had to do it. Okay. Okay, wait. There?
Yeah.
Hear me breathe?
Talk.
I don't want to be on this episode anymore.
Okay, I have one last piece of news. The director of The Invisible Man has inked a deal with Blumhouse, the production company that Invisible Man came out on, because it's a part of Warner Brothers, for a 2-year first look pact that covers films and TV projects written and directed by him.
I thought Blumhouse was Universal.
Sorry, Universal. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Pat,
Yeah.
if you're gonna write down the facts, write down the right facts.
I actually didn't write down that part. I was trying to go off my memory.
Oh, and you added an extra word and then got it wrong.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Apparently, because it was very successful, it had a $26 million opening weekend.
Whoa. That's pretty good.
That's cool.
What was the budget for this?
I have no idea. I'll check.
He did Upgrade, though.
Yeah.
Leigh
Did you
Whannell.
ever see Upgrade?
I did, yeah.
What do you think of it?
It was really great.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of this movie, Invisible Man, looks a lot like
Like
Upgrade.
aesthetically? Oh, okay.
There's a lot of scenes where apparently he uses an iPhone to film it.
Oh,
So like
yeah, right.
he like kind of has like the iPhone attached so that it like locks on. So then when he moves it, it like kind of like does that weird graphic where it just like follows the thing. It was supposed to be like more robotic looking,
Yeah, right.
which you can see. And it comes up a bit in Invisible Man.
There's like the bit where she's like really dazed.
Yeah, and she's kind of like walking like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
that bit. But then there's a bit where she's fighting him,
Yeah, right.
and it's in there too.
It had a budget of $7 million.
Seven.
That's it,
Single
yeah.
digit 7.
Yes.
Yeah. So they'll. Holy crap! No wonder they'll throw money at this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's at 50 mil right now.
wow.
That's after a weekend.
Because basically, to make money back, they do double the amount.
Yeah.
Because marketing is never included in it in budget,
Yeah, right.
and it's about double the amount of the budget.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
Wow.
That's good. This movie deserves it.
Do you guys want to talk about the movie now since
Sure.
we're already talking about it?
Yeah.
Okay. The Invisible Man. Written and directed by, I think his name is Leigh Whannell.
Leigh Whannell.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And
think
written
he's-
and directed by, starring
He's Australian too.
Elisabeth Moss,
Oliver Jackson
Cohen,
Cohen.
and
Oliver-
I only
Harriet
know that.
Dwyer,
OJC.
Aldris Hodge, and Storm Reed.
Do you think he added the Cohen to Oliver Jackson?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because then he would just be OJ.
Damn.
Yeah. I think that's a good call. Yeah. That's like when they're writing the Screen Actors Guild like entry form, application form, and they have to like make up a name, and they're like, no, it's taken. You have to do a different one.
Yeah, right.
He did OJ, and they were like, no.
Get out of here.
You are not.
Okay, what about
You are not Juice.
Cohen?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if you wrote Juice?
Yeah. They did
No, you can't
OJ,
do
and they're
that.
like, no. Juice? No.
I remember that. Well, that was not even a word that just came out of my mouth.
Oh, jeez.
I
Oh,
said,
no.
what was that? I don't even know what I was going to say. Never mind.
What did you think of this movie, buddy?
Don't use affectionate terms
Yeah,
about
buddy.
me on this podcast.
What'd you think,
Why?
buddy? I spilled my beer.
Don't say it, Andrew. It's
I spilled my beer.
yeah, I thought this was a good movie. It was like I had some jump scares.
I did too.
I was telling Pat.
Kept making fun of me during it.
Okay, it was funny.
I was like curled up.
It was like funny because I kept looking over you and you're just like getting lower and lower in your jacket.
Yeah.
I was telling Pat though, that there was a lot of really cool scenes where they would basically like pan to just
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nothing was going on. It was just like the street or like the bedroom, and you were getting a really clear view of what Elisabeth Moss's character was looking at. And it was so eerie because you're waiting for something to happen.
Well, I think that's what this movie does so well is that you don't genuinely know if he's there or if it's psychological.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So much of this movie, like literally up until I think she gets like the shit kicked out of her.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was real.
Yeah.
I was
Pat
like,
didn't
she's
either.
imagining this. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought that was the big reveal when they were like, yeah, he's dead. Like, this is his body. And I
She's
thought
like,
that was like,
nope, it's not.
I was convinced at that point that like she was imagining all of it. It was just all psychological.
Well, I even leaned over and said that to you. I was like, oh, I bet the twist is
Yeah,
like that
you would've-
she's just imagining all of it.
You had a theory within like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Well, it's just how
probably.
she like reacts to everything, but obviously like that's the way that it's sort of meant
Yeah.
to be.
And that's why I think it's so good is that like they do those open shots.
Doo-doo.
I've literally done that almost every podcast, and it's the first time you've ever said it. 51 episodes, you ass. But like they would pan to like nothing, and like you said, and then it's sort of you trying to figure out like what's moving or not.
Yeah.
And like 99% of the time, it was nothing.
Well, I
think the one time was when the knife moved.
Yeah.
And the fire started. But other than that, you're sort of like, there's nothing here. She doesn't see anything.
Well, and I think that was like the cool part was that normally we don't really get to see something from the point of view of the character, and in that point, you're like watching the street or watching the bedroom as if you're the character. Yeah. And I think I got jump scared because all of a sudden the scene would change to like something bright or like the next day or something like that. And it was that like instant change that would like give me a little, because I'm expecting him to like walk out or like something to happen or whatever. And it was super eerie. And I like,
well, there was the bit, oh shoot, I lost it. But like when they actually like start showing him too, like when, because like one of the other things I was listening to was like they do a really good job of like making, like you don't know if he's living in the house or if he's just like coming and going or something like that.
When you're like, how is he getting let in? Like,
because like doors just seem to open. He's living maybe in the roof, but then he's not living in the roof.
And how would he get up there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like how did? Yeah, when she goes up there and hears his cell phone ringing, I was just like, holy fuck! Like, that's such a scary scene. And I think like because he has the knife in the bag, so clearly he's like trying to collect her DNA.
Yes.
And then he has his cell phone, he has keys, and then it's when she's kind of like crawling back down towards the opening because she hears something. Or no, she gets that text message on his phone that says surprise.
Yeah.
And she throws the paint down and you finally see like the form of someone. Mm-hmm. But you at that point don't know anything about the suit. So you're just like, what the fuck
I think you actually do see the
textured,
of it.
yeah.
But it's so fast that you don't really get a good look at it.
And the fact that he like runs away and rinses all the paint off so he can't be seen is just like, whoa, it's so... Yeah. Freaky.
But the bit, and one of the things that I think like plays out later is that like when she's being held down by like the orderlies, she's like clearly screaming at him.
Yeah.
And they pan back and there's nobody there and you're kind of like, okay, maybe this is psychological again.
Yeah.
But then you've already seen him by that point.
Yeah.
You've seen him maybe kill somebody also, but it just plays out in that way where you're sort of like, wow, this is like... The one review is like, it's like they just took time to think about it.
Yeah, it's like there's
that's literally what it feels like. It just feels like it's like a well thought out movie.
Yeah, but going back to like what you were saying about like even just having like the phone and the keys and stuff in the attic or whatever, like it even just sort of makes you think like this guy knows her well enough that he's gonna leave this up here because he knows that she'll phone eventually.
Yeah, and
he's like, oh, I'll just leave it up here because then it's right below her.
Yeah.
Like it's even in that same corner that it was right above where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, at some points throughout the movie, was wishing that I knew more about their relationship. Because you don't really see anything aside from like the opening scene. You can tell he's really well off.
Yeah.
She goes down to the basement. You're like, okay, he's some kind of like tech genius or obviously has a background in like science or whatever. But other than that, you don't really know anything about him.
Yeah.
And then it's like his brotherly relationship is kind of tied in. And aside from knowing that he's abusive, that's kind of it. And part of me was like, I kind of wish like they had flashed back to getting to like, so we could kind of see what their relationship looked like. But I honestly really loved the reveal at the end of finally seeing what he looked like.
I did too. And I don't know which one of you said that when we came out, but like when... because you don't know. Everything's kind of like cloaked over him or...
In the beginning, it's like he's asleep in bed and it's from a weird angle. So it's like...
When you see his body, it's from far enough away that you can't really make out what it is.
Yeah, he kind of just looks like a white guy. And even when he runs down the hill after her and punches the window in the car, again, you don't see his face.
It's happening so fast that like...
Yeah. So I feel like it was so impactful at the end to have her kind of like walk towards him. And you're like, that's the guy? Like... Yeah. That's him, because the entire time you have no idea what could be kind of like lurking behind the mask. And I think that added so much more like drama and intrigue and
but I think
fear too, because you're just like, you have no idea what this guy looks like. It's just everything about him is invisible and unknown to the audience, even though that the character knows him so well. And I just thought that was cool.
But I think like the not like knowing too much, I was sort of in the same boat for a lot of that. Like, I wish I knew what was real, because you start to doubt just how much she is telling the truth about, if it is real, if there's other stuff going on, if she maybe is like schizophrenic or something like that.
Because she's unstable generally as a character.
But I think that's done intentionally to try and like discredit her initially.
Yes.
Because you're supposed to doubt her. You're supposed to like be like the other characters and be like, this isn't happening. And gradually, as the characters sort of like also buy into it, you're sort of seeing it for real.
Well, because even as the movie goes, you're getting totally different
perspectives and stuff.
Well, and descriptions of him, just in general.
Yeah.
Like,
so
he seemed nice to me. Or like the brother says that he was like a terrible person. And then like the sister kind of just thought he was fine. Like nobody really had anything to say about him.
But I think that's why I kind of like that eventually they didn't like I like that they did or they didn't with more information.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that they decided like it wasn't like a split, like they kind of did some flashback stuff or whatever, because I think like because you don't know anything and you're only kind of hearing her describe it like a little bit. Like, obviously he was probably physically abusive. She kind of alludes to maybe some other stuff. She's pregnant.
Yes.
And you don't see how that happens. Yeah. So potentially there could be some sketchy stuff there. Yeah. It's like all this like just like tidbits, like morsels of information that are enough to kind of make you kind of go like, ugh, gross. Or like maybe this is true. Maybe she's imagining stuff. Like, it's enough to make you more intrigued into what's going on. Like, not just believe it at face value.
Yeah.
Well, and I think like because we're only getting things from her perspective, I think that's so important in the sense that like it's kind of as if someone is like relaying these stories of abuse to you and you don't really know the other side and what's going on. But I think had they shown more information about the relationship, things could have possibly detoured into like romanticizing abuse and kind of being like, well, he was a really great guy and, you know, maybe he made a couple mistakes, but it's like they really did a good job of avoiding that kind of like part of the storyline by just being like, she was abused and that's kind of all you really need to know about the relationship. Because as much as I'm sure like they could have whipped up a scene showing the quote unquote good times in their relationship, like it was an abusive relationship and that's kind of what like the audience needs to know, and that's what she's telling you, so that's what's important.
And they could have just as easily done like shown the abuse too. But that's not the point. It's the point is to like,
well, you're seeing the abuse, but you're seeing the abuse happen to
afterwards,
her when he's invisible, right? And it's kind of just like, I love that. I also love the reveal of the brother when he comes to visit her in the when she's in like psychiatric facility.
Some sort of like rehabilitation.
And
he's like, everything's true. We know about the baby.
But he's so believable in that first scene where they go and talk to him about the.
And he's like, he was an asshole.
Yeah,
I kind of like got
when
the
she
feeling
shows like the pills, and he's like, don't make this
harder than it has to be
by making him like alive or whatever. And then he does that switch. He goes, and there's a third option, which is like you know, go back to him, keep the baby, and this will all end. And it's just like so twisted and so fucked up. And in that moment, you're just like, oh shit, like it was real. Like he knows about everything. Like
that of all the things that happened in this movie, that felt like the biggest reveal.
Yeah. Because you're just like, what the fuck? Like the brother's going along with it.
Yeah.
And then even, I felt like that was even a bigger reveal than finding out that it's the brother in the suit.
I did too.
To begin with, because I was kind of like, oh, okay. Like,
I think it like made sense that you saw the brother, because you're like, there's no way he would just like he would die, or he would like in this sort of situation type thing.
Yeah.
But like I think that was, you're right, like maybe the biggest part of that, because you sort of expect that, but then also the boyfriend.
I don't even know, the family
Adrian?
friend, I guess.
I think,
what's his name? Adrian?
I think it was.
Is like being held hostage by himself essentially. But
Well, and I think like having that reveal is so important because it finally confirms everything that she thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Well, it's completely validating.
But then,
like,
because
Yeah.
then she all of a sudden starts formulating a plan.
Yeah.
Now that she's like past that, where she's like, oh, it's true. Okay, what do I do about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of
It's
being like,
not
I have to
just
tell
her
people, I have to
thinking.
make sure people believe me.
Yeah. Well, what did you guys think about the end?
So I was like, oh my God, she's so hell-bent on killing him that it didn't matter if he was the Invisible Man or not. And it kind of made me think like, okay, she's killing him not necessarily because he was the Invisible Man. Maybe she's over that. Maybe she doesn't even think that he is anymore. But she's just killing him because of all the abuse outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he was still, even if like say he wasn't in the suit ever, it was only ever the brother. Like he was still a shit dude before that.
Yeah.
Right? Like he still like potentially beat the shit out of her. Emotionally abusive. Physically, like all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she's getting back at him for that and she knew that he wasn't in it. But then maybe he was in it.
I was thinking to Pat, like, I think that Adrian was in the suit, and I think he got his brother to like help him with it. But I was telling Pat, if it was the brother the entire time, which is what at the end of the movie Adrian like keeps trying to say, it was like, I had nothing to do with it. It was my brother, you know, yada yada yada. How would his brother know about the baby?
yes, that's a good point.
That was something that I was thinking, like, how would the brother know to use that tool? A, and B, the brother has zero motivation. He has no reason
unless
to do that.
The only motivation would have been something maybe the brother, like Adrian, was telling him to do or something.
Yeah, exactly. But then
And
that,
I think the only way he would have known about the baby is unless Adrian told him. Because he would have been
One
in
of
the
them
room
were
when,
in the room, yeah.
Yeah.
because
Like
you never
with that
know.
nurse.
You don't know if she was in the hospital room after she passed out. If it was later on when the orderly told her, like you don't
Yeah.
know if maybe he was there or not. And I think that's again like place of this movie. So you just assume that he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like, yeah, interesting that they like try to pass the buck at the end, but it's just like, it goes to show how conniving the person is. And not to mention, I mentioned to Pat after the movie how it was so interesting to see how like the first moments of Adrian on camera without a suit on is like he's like, oh, you're so beautiful, and she comes inside and like he's being all kind of like shy and awkward and boyish
Yes,
almost.
yeah.
Like it's kind of like
You're the only person that sees my handshake or something
yeah, and
like
like
that.
that kind of stuff where he's like, I didn't know if you were hungry, so I ordered sushi and steak and pasta and whatever. It's so the opposite of what you're expecting,
But
and
then-
that's why it's so fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
But then he does like play some of those
Oh,
like
yeah.
characteristics, like the way he puts his hand on her like knee.
yeah,
is
very
kinda weird and
possessive.
creepy.
Yeah.
And then like when he's telling her it wasn't him, like he's clearly like you can see him getting angry about it. And
Yeah.
you're like,
But
okay,
even
he's like kind of got that like
Just before
shaking almost.
he dies, like you can see him getting more and more impatient.
And he has just like this
and he's,
dead
like, getting
look in his
more
face,
upset.
though. Kind of
Yeah.
like he kind of has this like, yeah, that like far off,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
angry, unsettling kind of like glare. Yeah, damn. I was not expecting to have a scene with the two of them together. I kind of thought it was just like once the brother died, you know, they might reveal that maybe like Adrian is whatever, kidnapped, whatever, but wasn't expecting them to come face to face. So
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the co-stars?
I mean, Elisabeth Moss was great.
Yeah.
I like the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were great. Like, what's
the
his name?
dad and the
The
daughter.
sister doesn't
Yeah.
get a ton of playtime, but
They
like
No,
casted her really well. They look
Yeah,
like they could
yeah.
have been sisters. They look so
Yeah.
much
I
alike.
think you
I
even
really
leaned
like-
over at one point and said that to me.
yeah, I really like the friend and the daughter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The friend was great. Even the bit where he's getting like the shit kicked out of him, like it was still like
Yeah.
it was such like an emotional moment because you sort of grow attached to him as a character and
But
her
even, like-
even too.
Yeah.
Because like he even had so much to do with everything that was happening. Like, you know, when he came into the room and the daughter had been punched and stuff, and then you know he's talking to her and he's like, yeah, she's like, I can't tell you what's going on because he's here, and she's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
But
have
he
it
still-
like
but he
validating
still,
like that too.
believed her too.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing, is that like regardless of what was happening,
Yeah.
like I don't think he really believed that she hit
Yeah.
his daughter,
Because he was
because
never
the way that he
super
kind of
upset about
yeah,
it too.
exactly, yeah.
But I think, I mean, in every scene where the Invisible Man was like seen by anybody,
Yeah.
but you could tell it was just like super validating. Like it just sort of
But
gave
then
more
everybody
power
always
to
died.
that. But then
And
everybody
I kept
died.
thinking that too. I was like,
No, because not all the orderlies died.
one of the
No, I think like
one
there
of
was
the
like three of
security
them.
guys didn't die. He was the
Yeah,
only
but
one
then
that-
wasn't there a couple more
Yeah,
in the
but one
hallway?
guy just got like shot in the knee and like
Oh yeah,
I don't
right.
think they had like
yeah.
life-threatening injuries. A lot of them did die.
yeah.
You see that one guy when he
He like
he
gets
like holds the gun up to his face and then
just like walks away, but
walks
then
away and then
shoots
shoots him in
as
the
he's
back.
alive.
Yeah. I was just like, oh,
I thought, Elisabeth Moss was incredible.
Unbelievable. She was so good in this.
unbelievable. Yeah.
does-
She
Definitely,
does
like-
play like she plays the like stunned, like the looking into distance type
Yeah.
look so well. Like she just
Oh.
has that like blank, scared, crazy face type thing nailed, and you
Yeah.
sort of like believe that there is just so much like trauma behind it.
Yeah.
if you've seen The Handmaid's Tale though, like that is her like her work. I don't know, like she just does that so much in The Handmaid's
Yeah,
Tale because it's kind
actually-
of similar subject matter.
Well, that's
In
funny
that
actually. Even like the acting style, like there's a lot of similarities between the two. Like her having this stuff happen to her, and then
Having to deal
her
with
having
it.
to like figure out how to deal with it or figure out like what to do about it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
very interesting.
Yeah, she was unbelievable. I think like easily one of the best movies I've ever seen her in.
Yeah, it was
mean,
just a cool
she was
movie.
crazy. Yeah,
It was spooky, but
I think even like aesthetically, I thought it was cool. Like great opening sequence, like that whole
Yeah.
intense bit of her trying to get out of the
it's
house.
so
and then,
revealing too. Like it just tells you so much about this relationship
yeah.
and like the fact that she's, everything about it is just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really, really good movie.
So
I think
good.
totally exceeded my expectations of what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a bit of a...
I thought it was gonna be a little gimmicky.
I
and
thought
Yeah.
it was
like,
too, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No, it was great. Like, fantastic movie.
I think like 6 out of 7.
Yeah,
6.5
yeah.
maybe even. Because I think like there are bits where you definitely have to sort of just go, okay, it's a like a almost like a magical suit. Like it's a suit of $1 billion produced, kind of like Batman, where you just sort of just go like, okay, he has access to this sort of stuff.
Yeah. And,
And
they
then-
set up that
and then
in the
go from
beginning
there.
from
Yeah.
like the house and all that laboratory stuff, and it's like, but yeah, I think because they do toy with the idea of like whether this is this is mental or it's real.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like the suit never really becomes that thing where it's like totally
the suit
believable
isn't like a
because-
thing. It's still Adrian and her
yeah.
mental whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And because we learn about the suit so late in the movie too, I feel like it's just kind of like one of
Totally.
those things where the entire time you're like, well, how could he be invisible? There's no way.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So
I think 6.5 then.
Yeah, cool. I think I would do 6 out of 7.
yeah, I'd probably say 6 out of 7.
It was just like a really well made, great story,
Yeah, 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 7 for me is like an amazing,
perfect movie.
like perfect movie. Yeah. I don't really honestly walk away from this with like any criticisms.
No, me either.
and I have
No.
a lot of hot takes. So
Yeah.
But even like I think the dialogue was great. Like didn't feel cheesy. I mean, some horror movies can feel sort of cheesy and just like I don't know, reaching a little too far almost. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
I
I,
like
felt like
this-
this was great.
Yeah. I like this better than It too.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah,
we don't
100%.
see a lot of horror movies, obviously,
No.
but like in terms of bigger ones that we've seen,
but it's not even horror. I would say it's closer to a thriller.
Thriller is probably
Yeah.
more of it. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
I really liked it.
Me too.
too.
Definitely recommend.
What are we gonna see next? Did we decide that?
No, but we looked at a bunch.
Yeah, I almost have no interest in seeing Onward. I think I said that to
saw another trailer for it, and it looks way more interesting.
you. Oh, really? Because that's
Yeah,
this
it's definitely
Friday.
not my first like pick out of all those
Yeah.
movies.
We gotta see what's playing this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I think that comes out Friday or something like that. Do you know which one that is, buddy?
I have to pee
Animated
so
one.
bad.
Okay. This
Can
has
we
been
end
Twin
it?
Steaks for The Invisible Man. Yeah, you can find Andrew on social media at Animonium. You can find me on Twitter at KidCombo_ and Georgia at States of Georgia
And
on Instagram.
follow us on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, at Twin Speaks Pod.
Us, I mean them.
On
This is not my
Instagram and
podcast.
Twitter.
If you think you know what we should watch next,
Yeah.
current in theaters or not in theaters, we're not picky.
No, send us a
Save us some
message or
money.
whatever.
Yeah.
Save us some money. Yeah. Netflix would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Rate and review
Bye.
on iTunes.
Yeah, that's right. Bye.